We are live. All right. Alrighty, guys, let's get into it. Um, I would like to get into the best off-season moves in 2018. I know the off-season isn't quite done yet, but it looks like it's definitely been winding down. Um, I've kind of been waiting for a Hassan Whiteside trade, honestly, although I don't think it's going to happen. But the Heat just need to trade him away for something. I mean, they're obviously not in contention. They just need to start rebuilding. Everybody's just peaked. All their good players have just peaked. That's why I don't know how, and they have no salary cap space. They can't even get Dwayne Wade. So I think they just need to just start the rebuild. I don't know why teams can't get over that they need to start a rebuild. Even the Cavs. I didn't. I mean, it was okay. The Kevin Love extension was okay. I mean, Kevin Love's gonna be better. I know that for sure. And Colin Sexton's gonna have somebody to um, have somebody else, so he doesn't have to be alone. He he they give Colin Sexton another guy along Kevin Love, but the Cavs said, "Wait, we did this because we want to stay in contention." There is no way you're going to get in contention, even because Kevin Love, he's not. I mean, I wouldn't say that he's peaked because he's got more of a role now, but he's the best player on the team. I mean, there's no way you're going to get to the finals. You're not going to win a championship with Kevin Love as your best player. You couldn't even do it with Kevin Love as your third best player. So when even so, I'm sorry. So basically, I want to get to the draft first. These are all the. I have 5 of them. I don't know why I showed 4 of it. I have 5 that I'd like to talk about that I think were really good for the franchise that got them. And I would like that in a number. These don't go in any particular order, so don't get mad. So we've got the Dallas Mavericks at number 1, taking Luka Doncic at number 3 at the third pick. Now, I'm kind of I when I heard the rumors that Kings were going to take Marvin Bagley, I was kind of surprised by this because Luka Doncic, I think overall is a better prospect than Marvin Bagley. I think he has more upside. I think he's got more potential to be a franchise player, but the Kings thought Marvin Bagley was too much of a versatile center to not take. I mean, big. I think he's more of a power forward to not take him. So I mean, I give credit to the Kings for trying to get versatile. I do like the combo of Marvin Bagley and De'Aaron Fox. That is a lot of ball handling. That is a lot of speed in your backcourt and your front court. So I do. I mean, I can't say that they went wrong with that pick, but I am surprised that Luka Doncic fell to third because of how much upside this guy has. He has the potential to be a franchise player, and yet the Hawks, I think this was. I don't know about the Hawks, man. I don't know. I mean, I get that Trae Young, he led the league in scoring and assists. I mean, you don't ever see that, but I think Luka Doncic has the most upside in this draft, and I can't believe that the Hawks would actually trade him away. I mean, they do get another first next year from the Mavericks, which is pretty good. But the Mavericks gave up a first round next year. I mean, I'm okay with that. The Mavericks, they got their what they think is their franchise player now that Dirk is on his way out the door, probably after this season, is very good. And so when we look at that, Luka Doncic being a franchise player for the Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki going out the door after this season, maybe. I hope so. He better not put more wear and tear on that body, but they get him at the third selection. What's up?
Are you recording?
Yes, I'm actually live.
Just want to know if you want to do a draft with me, but okay.
A draft?
Yeah.
What's up? Oh, we could do that later.
Okay.
I'm only gonna go live for maybe an hour.
Maybe an hour. Sports thing?
Yeah.
Okay. How many people are watching?
None right now, but it's still gonna be on YouTube. People can still watch it. So, after this is done, but yeah, so can.
How long will you be live?
Probably an hour.
How long have you been live?
10 minutes almost.
So 15 minutes. Trey, really? I'll stay in here. I'll be quiet.
No, go.
Fine.
All right. So I gotta hold on for a second. Oh shoot! It's part of getting all the way up there, guys. You just you know, you really want to be a really nice sports writer, but things can just happen. So let's keep on going here. So Luka Doncic being a franchise player that I think he's going to be a franchise player. I think he has the most upside in this draft. And when you take him, when you steal him, just going up 2 spots, you go up 2 spots, and all you give up is another um, pick next year. I mean, I would give that up for a guy with the upside that Luka Doncic has. He is a he can he's a he's another guy. This is very trendy right now. There's guys that are too lengthy of their position, but can still play it very well in this league. And Luka Doncic is that guy. He is very long. I mean, not very, but he's long, and he's very capable of playing that playmaking position, that point guard position, that shooting guard position. Uh, and what I like about him is that he can shoot. He can he can dribble drive. He can kick it out to. He could kick it to anybody. He's a very good passer, and he's just an offensive. He's got the assets to become an offensive superstar in a couple years in this league, and I just love the upside. I mean, the Mavericks, they they all they had to do was move up 2 spots. They gave up a first round next year, but just to take a potential franchise player, I mean that's good. I mean that's very good, and I just can't wait to see him play. So on to number 2. I did like what the Knicks did in this draft. They got Kevin Knox and they got Mitchell Robinson. Robinson. Um, this is based. I I'm not thinking this. I wasn't thinking this based on what happened in summer league. I was I looked at Kevin Knox a bit before the draft because I was a Bulls fan, and I was I don't know if the Bulls were actually going to take him, and people were saying, oh, if Bulls take Kevin Knox, that's too much of a reach. Kevin Knox ain't isn't proven to be at the 7th spot, and I'm just like, wait a second here. This guy has some tremendous talent in scoring wise. He can score the freaking ball. He can shoot it like very good. He's a very good. He's a decent shooter, and he could get inside very well. And I do like his offensive potential there. But Mitchell Robinson has looked like a beast as well. They both look like a beast in summer league. So and that they're I mean, they're probably going to say, "Oh, what does that translate into the NBA?" Every kid that I've seen in the summer league last year that has been good has translated into the NBA, except for maybe. And people are saying, "Oh, Lonzo did good in the summer league," but what about in the NBA? Lonzo is not that bad. Lonzo is scoring 10 points a night and getting around 7 assists and that's very close to a triple double. Now, oh no, 10 points ain't a lot for a rookie year. It's decent. I mean, when you look at Larry Markkinen, he was like one of the best rookies in uh, this year, and he was Chicago Bulls. He was he scored 14 points per game. Lonzo, it's only 4 points less. So and he's a point guard. He's not really in position to score the ball as much as a sharp shooting power forward. And when you look at Lonzo and what he's done, he's not that as bad as you guys think. So I think Knox and Mitchell Robinson will do well in the NBA. I don't think they'll put. I'm not saying that they're going to put as much points up in the NBA as they did in the summer league, but they're still going to be pretty good. I like the versatility on offense that Knox has, and Mitchell Robinson is also very good, and he's very good defensively. I thought that the kid didn't even know what he was doing in high school. He just felt like he didn't know what he was doing. The coach told him to play, and then he wouldn't remember it. But now he looks very good. Um, Number 3, the Bulls get Wendell Carter Jr. I should probably get a water. After this, I'll get a water. Now when Wendell Carter Jr. was picked by the Bulls at the 7th pick, he was picked before DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, Jaren Jackson, Mohamed Bamba. That's 4 bigs. Wendell Carter was the 5th big taken, and it was only the 7th pick. 2 guards were only taken in the top 7 picks, and that was Luka Doncic and Trae Young. And I've got to say, this is a very, very good pick from the Bulls. When you look at Marvin Bagley, he wasn't too hot in the summer league. Now, I'm not saying that he won't do good in the NBA, but I am saying that Wendell Carter has proven that he looks like he's got something to prove, and he did, because the Bulls took him. The Bulls basically tanked the whole season for Wendell Carter Jr., and he felt like he had a chip on his shoulder, and he went out there and played. He played very very good, and I like I Marvin Bagley. He didn't really prove anything in the summer league. DeAndre Ayton, he he wasn't that bad. I mean, but he was definitely a better scorer than Wendell Carter Jr., but he still didn't feel like he didn't put in the effort on the defensive end. And when you look at Wendell Carter Jr. and how versatile he is on defense, people were questioning him, you know, guarding, you know, on the defensive side of the floor. If he could guard guards that can attack the basket, he answered that question pretty well in the summer league. He's had a block on a guard here and there that try to take him off the dribble, and he's done very good at that end. When you look at just defensively in the post, he's the blocks, man. It's very he's got a lot of potential on the defensive end. Now, on the offensive end is where people are going to give him questions. He did show that he's a decent scorer. His highest, I think his season summer league high was 23, which is very good, and it was against the Hawks, and they lost that. But Trae Young also had 23. So I mean, that's pretty good, decent scoring. I mean, he's done good on both ends of the floor, and he's been very versatile on both ends of the floor on as well. A very versatile big. It's what the NBA wants. He can shoot the three. He can do well in the post. He's a very good post. He can work the post very well. He can play defense very well. He's shown that he can guard guards, but he couldn't do it in college. But he is sure showing you how to guard guards in this NBA Summer League. And I think he's done the best out of the 5 bigs that were taken in the top 7. So I'm saying this right now. The Bulls, I think they got a nice player. I think they did pretty good staying put and taking Wendell Carter Jr. They knew how versatile he was and how special he can be with his versatility, and they got him at 7. And he was behind DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton was only a second teamer. He was a first teamer above DeAndre Ayton. So what does that say about DeAndre Ayton, I mean, he's still pretty good. I mean, he got second team. So, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be a franchise player. He's probably going to have more upside than Wendell Carter Jr., but still, Wendell Carter Jr. could end up being better than Mohamed Bamba. I think he could be, he, there's a good chance that he could be as good or maybe even better than Marvin Bagley, his own teammate at Duke. Now, I'm gonna go get a. I'm gonna go get water real quick.
Why'd you go downstairs? How do you get water? What? How do you get water?
I'm back. Oh, shoot. Oh. Had to take a break there. All right, we're on to finally our four. I mean, not finally. Finally, kinda, because came back. On to our fourth. Got the Suns taking Mikal Bridges along with DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton being taken first. Mikal Bridges taken 10th by the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, Mikal Bridges, he played at Villanova. He After his junior year, he decided to declare for the NBA draft after finally winning. No, I'm sorry, he already won one a couple years ago. But Mikal Bridges, he won another national championship, and he gets drafted by the 76ers, and his mom was psyched because she was a representative for the 76ers organization, and the 76ers decided to trade him. Yes, trade him. I did not expect this at all because he kind of filled in the spot, a shooting guard spot for their young team because they already had uh, Markel Fultz, you know, Ben Simmons, Dario Saric, Joel Embiid. So, I mean, JJ Redick, he was a veteran presence. He wasn't really meant to stay there long term, and yet Mikal Bridges, he's a, he's he's a very good 3-point shooter, just like JJ Redick, and he could also play some defense. So I like the pick, and then they decided to trade him away for Zaire Smith and Miami Heat pick, and it was in 2021, and I thought, wow. So the Suns get two top 10 picks in this stacked draft, and Mikal Bridges not a lot of upside, but can still be a very good player. And he's got a high ceiling with not a lot of upside. I mean, a high floor with a low ceiling, but he can still get it done. Um, so I did like the pick by the 76ers, but they get Zaire Smith instead. I mean, I do like Zaire Smith. He's again a shooting guard. He can dunk, but the 76ers kind of need shooting, am I right? I mean, they do have Robert Covington, uh, you know, Markel Fultz. Hopefully his shot comes along. Um, but other than that, I mean, they have JJ Redick too, but JJ Redick's going to be out the door, I think, after the season. I mean, they re signed him, but I think he's going to be out the door after this season. So, Zaire Smith, he's there's potential of him being in the dunk contest this year. He's a very athletic dude, but I don't think it is the right choice for the Philadelphia 76ers because you do have a wing duo who can't really shoot that well. But we're gonna have to see. Um, but Aiton is picked, and then never thought Mikal Bridges was going to be picked up by the Suns via trade. So this is that was a very good draft by the Suns, getting two top 10 picks. So I do like that. And I don't know where Mikal Bridges is going to be in this lineup. I mean, because you got Josh Jackson, you have T.J. Warren, and you have Devin Booker. Those are all three very good wings. And so I don't know where Mikal Bridges is going to find minutes. So we're going to have to see, when. So I I still I still wonder about the Suns, though. I mean, I'm going to talk about this for a second. I'm going to take a quick drink. So I wonder, they take Dragon Bender, and then a couple of years later they take DeAndre Ayton. The Dragon Bender thing didn't really work out. I mean, but Dragon Bender, he could still be a very good guy off the bench, with his ball handling and stuff. But We'll have to see what's going on. And number 5, the Nuggets. The Nuggets, out of all teams, the last team in the lottery, get Michael Porter Jr. Low risk, high reward for the Nuggets. They take Michael Porter Jr. at the 14th pick. It's so they're saying, you know what, this isn't a very you know it isn't very risky for us to get Michael Porter Jr. here, and if he does work out, very high reward for us. Could be a very good piece to our young team. Could potentially be our best player next to Nikola Jokic, and I do like them picking up Michael Porter Jr. because the 14th pick, it's the last pick in the lottery, so it's not going to be as important as you think. And to get somebody like Mike with the potential of Michael Porter Jr., who I think has the second best upside next to Luka Doncic in this draft, I think this is something with this offensive potential that Michael Porter Jr. has. If he turns out to be okay in his back, just shakes it off, this is a steal for the Nuggets because the Nuggets they imagine we almost made the playoffs. Do we really need a franchise changing player to add to our squad? I mean, and it's not really that much of an important pick because it's the last pick of the lottery, so it's a low risk, high reward. If Mike Porter Jr. does turn out very good, it's a very good steal for us. Adding to our young core of Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and then the veterans like Paul Millsap. It's a very good squad there. Isaiah Thomas, Michael Porter Jr. That when Porter Jr. was projected to be the number one overall pick before this year, and before this year, and he was now he falls to 14th. Still has a potential to to where he could have been a first the first pick if he wasn't injured, and they get him at 14th here, and it's it's not really a big deal if he doesn't turn out well because it's only a 14th pick. But if he is very good, then it's a steal for the Nuggets. Now, when we're gonna look at trades here, it's the next one here. I'm gonna go kind of faster on these because except for maybe the first one, this is the most important trade of the offseason, I think. So it's between the Spurs and the Raptors, guys. We all heard about this trade. The Raptors trade DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Pertl, and a 2019 first round pick protected to the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. Now I don't even know how the 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 Raptors even managed to get Danny Green. I mean, I think that's something I don't know why nobody's talking about that. They get Danny Green, a nice veteran that can come off their bench. That is so good for the Raptors. I do like how they got him as well. I think it's because they had to work the salary out or something. So, but that is just awesome for the Raptors. Getting Danny Green along with Kawhi Leonard. But people are saying that this is a risk, too much of a risk for the Raptors because everybody's saying that, oh no, Kawhi Leonard, he's going to go to the Lakers after this season. There's no way he's going to sign with the Raptors. The Raptors, they have a very, not a very good chance, I'd say that they would have I would say maybe a 15 to 20% chance of getting this done with Kawhi Leonard. Now, if this Kawhi Leonard thing does not work, they said that they would rebuild because without Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry being their best player, there's no way that they're going to be in title contention. They're not going to be satisfied with just being mediocre in the playoffs. That's also a reason why they traded for Kawhi Leonard because they didn't want to stay mediocre even after being the first seed. They didn't want to be pushed by LeBron James. Now, so they wanted to get somebody to go out there to challenge LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard will surely do that for you. So they traded for him, and because they just didn't want to be in the middle of the pack anymore, and so they get they get Kawhi Leonard. They really want this championship this year, since if Kawhi Leonard doesn't sign, they're gonna have to rebuild, and championship dreams are not going to be for a while after that. So, but nobody really suspected this trade either. Um, I should probably start out with that. Nobody really suspected this trade. It it was just a couple days before they actually did it. The Toronto Raptors, the Vegas odds for the Toronto Raptors. Vegas odds always get this. I don't know why. The Toronto Raptors were number one in the Vegas odds. Everybody's just like, whoa, why did this come out of nowhere? So, I mean, Vegas, good job for getting it right. But the Raptor, let's look in the Spurs side of this. I'm just going to look at this. You trade away Danny Green, which I didn't really like. I think they should have kept him. But they do get DeMar DeRozan, which is a huge upgrade over Danny Green. But they could have kept him off the bench. I mean, but we're just gonna have to see what happens after that. And DeMar DeRozan has been proven to be a a very good. I mean, a not like sorry, I not like a top, not like a top 10 uh, NBA player, but I'd say definitely top 15 to 20. So that's very good for the Spurs. They get somebody to stay in contention, and they also get Jakob Pertl, a very nice young center, which they could place there when Pau Gasol could very well retire. And they also get a protected first round pick. It goes from 1 through 20, and I don't think the Raptors are going to be a top 20 team in the draft. So that's also very good for the Spurs. So the Spurs, they do get the pieces that they need to stay in contention. So that is very good for the Spurs. And they get DeMar DeRozan long term. The Raptors, however, do not get Kawhi Leonard for long term. Well, not I wouldn't say that. I mean, he could resign. I really think that he could resign. I mean, when you look at the Paul George thing, you know, Paul George didn't really look like he wanted to stay there, but out of nowhere he decides to stay, and it wasn't a very good situation for Paul George. But he thought it could work out after another season. After this season, after the first season, he thought maybe this could work out after in my second season with them. So he resigns with the Thunder, and that could very well. Kawhi Leonard's got a very similar personality to Paul George, and he could very well sign with the Raptors if he, makes it all the way to the finals or something. He could, or the Western Conference Finals. I'm very confident that the Raptors could very well make it to the Western Conference Finals ahead of the 76ers, because the 76ers, they're still pretty young. So I wouldn't give them the edge over Kawhi Leonard. So, and they have Kyle Lowry, they have Jonas Valanciunas. So I wouldn't rule out the Toronto Raptors. I think this is a good trade for both sides because this gives the Raptors direction no matter what happens. And the Spurs, they get pieces to put so they can stay in contention, which is what they wanted to do. I'm gonna go through this one really quick though. Kenneth Faried, Darrell Arthur for Isaiah Whitehead. This is very good for the Nuggets. They released Isaiah Whitehead. This is very good for the Nuggets. They get rid of hefty contracts so they can get very good guys in free agency in the future to build to build with their very good young core with Gary Harris, Nikola Jokic, um, Jamal Murray, all those guys. And number three here, we've got Jeremy Lin traded for Isaiah Cordinier. He was in this. He was in that trade, and this is very good for the Hawks. They get the point guard. Um, this is kind of like in the NFL. The I'm seeing a trend now that the NFL they get a veteran QB to for the first year in a QB's career that if they went so when they let me start over so like when what the Buffalo Bills did they get AJ McCarron and then they draft Josh Allen, so Josh Allen will learn from AJ McCarron, and then after that first year that Josh Allen is with the Bills, then the Bills will put AJ McCarron aside. They will then start Josh Allen when it's time for him because that's what they do. This is what and the Jets they get Teddy Bridgewater, then they get Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is going to learn from Teddy Bridgewater, a veteran quarterback, and that's what the Hawks are doing here. They're getting a point guard, a veteran point guard, Jeremy Lin. So Trey Young can learn from Jeremy Lin because Jeremy Lin and Trey Young have very similar playing styles. Jeremy Lin likes to get the ball to other guys, and he can shoot the ball very well, and he can get inside very well, and that's what Trey Young does. So he's going to learn from Jeremy Lin, and this is a very good trade. And they get him for basically nothing. I never heard of Isaiah Cordinier. I mean, hopefully he works out for the Nets. Probably not, but here is the three-team trade, Carmelo Anthony trade. I didn't even know it was a three-team trade until about a couple days ago. It is the Thunder, the Hawks, and the 76ers. The Thunder, they get Timothy Luwawu Cabarro from the Philadelphia 76ers. I did like him, one of the better young players from the 76ers. And they also get Dennis Schroeder, which is very good as well. He can come off their bench. They're trying to build their bench up a little bit. You can kind of tell that they got Timothy Luwawu, Dennis Schroeder. I thought they had Mike Muscala, but now they don't. I guess the 76ers got him. I didn't because I thought the Thunder got him, but I didn't know the 76ers were also in this deal. And they also have Nerlens Noel off their bench. So that is a very good bench. So the Thunder are building. I think they've gotten better um, over this offseason. So that's very good for them. And they can move the ball more, actually, with Dennis Schroeder off the bench. So that's very good. And the Hawks, they get Justin Anderson, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, as you know, he's been bought out by the Hawks. He will go to the Rockets. Don't like the move by the Rockets, but I mean they're only paying $4 million for him. But he's gonna demand the ball a lot. He's probably gonna say, "Oh, I don't need the ball as much, but I I look. I mean, Carmelo, he said that with the Thunder, so I don't see it. But let's get to the 76ers. They get Mike Muscala. I do like Mike Muscala. I think he's very good on 2K, but he's a very good bench player for the Atlanta Hawks. I did like him on the bench for the Hawks, so it's kind of sad to see him go to the 76ers, but it's all right. So that's a very good trade for the Thunder. They build up their bench. I think the winners of this trade was the Thunder. I mean, they don't get the best. Dennis Schroeder. He's willing to pat. He's willing to give it to teammates that can shoot the ball. He's willing to give it to teammates whenever, when they're open, when they're not. I mean, when he knows when they're gonna score. It's a very good trade for the Thunder. I don't know what Dennis Schroeder thinks of this though, because he was the best player on the Hawks. Now he's a bench player for the Thunder. So we are on to the signings. There's 7 of these, so this is gonna. So this is gonna be very different because I like because there's 7 of these and it's gonna take a bit, so it may take to 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll have to see. We get a drink first. Hold on. I'm gonna take a break first. So, man, it's really hard talking. I've had congestion in my throat for a couple days, and it's kind of sucked. So I have to talk a little bit slower. That's why I've talked slower. I've taken longer pauses because my throat's really hurting. It's really hot in here too. I don't know why the fans. Oh, it isn't on. It's just not on. There we go. It's very hot in here, man. Whew. It's been very hot in here. Yes. Stretch out my legs a bit. Right. We're doing stretches out here, guys. Oh man. Probably should be doing it. So I'm gonna tell you guys my favorite off-season move. After this, after I do everything here. Man, it's so tiring to go over every major move in the off-season because there's so much. Whew. There was a lot in there's I enjoyed the draft. I enjoyed the draft. The draft was really good. It had a bunch of stories. Mike Porter Jr., Luka Doncic, and Trae Young getting traded with each and being involved in the same trade. Mikal Bridges departing from his mom. His mom is owning him. Wendell Carter, proving the doubters wrong. Pretty insane. I knew Kevin Knox was good before Summer League even started. I was saying, this kid's pretty good. This kid's a very good scorer. I do like how he is. He's a very good scorer, and I thought I was thinking. What was I thinking? I was thinking Kevin Durant in the back of my head. That's how I thought. Kevin Durant was in the back of my head when I was watching this kid. So, watch out. Michael Porter. Next one is Michael Porter Jr. Kevin Knox is definitely sounding better than Michael Porter Jr. All right, I think I'm ready. Hold on. Dang, man, the Cubs. They lost to the Pirates. They need to stop losing. They're going to lose the first spot in the National League, which I don't like. Boys. Oh. All right. You see, I got Chicago Bears. So I'm pretty much all Chicago. I love the Bulls, Bears, and Bears aren't doing too hot. They weren't doing too hot last season. Neither were the Neither were the Bulls. So we've only got the Cubs. So Bears definitely got better after this offseason, though. All right, I'm ready now. So I have it number one. This is in no particular order. Remember that. Devin Booker signed with the extension with the Suns. It's a very good uh, signing for the Suns. They keep their franchise player. They secure their franchise player, and they add DeAndre Ayton. They just wanted to secure Devin Booker because they knew that he was going to be their franchise player, and they were. I'd be excited too. I mean, Devin Booker, he deserves that contract. I think. I mean, he's only he hasn't played at at a level to where that he deserves that extension yet. He will get better. That's why the Suns offered him such a big extension. They know that he will get better. He's a very hard worker. He will get it done. And I can't wait to see him with DeAndre Ayton. Now we look at number two. This isn't. It's not another sexy free agency signing. It's just Kevin Durant re-signing with the Warriors. Everybody thought, because of the rumors, that he was just going to leave the Warriors after this season. And I said, he's going to give him one more season. I think he's going to leave after that season, though. But the Warriors, they keep their core together. They re-sign Kevin Durant. And then we go on to number three. DeMarcus Cousins signing with the Warriors. Everybody's saying, oh, the Warriors are ruining the NBA. That was my first reaction too, because I was really mad because the Lakers didn't get him. But in all reality, this is just something that's only going to last a year. They're going to win the championship this year. They're going to lose DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins is going to go somewhere else because he's going to want a max contract, and the Warriors aren't going to be able to afford that. And they also have Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant to worry about. So obviously, DeMarcus Cousins is out the door after this season. So it's just one season. Can we bear can we bear another season where the Warriors win the championship? It's only just one more season of the Warriors winning the championship. It's fine. It's only one more season. I doubt that the Warriors will win it after this coming season. So, I mean, let's just bear one more season together. And I feel really sorry for actually like the vintage, like the OG Warriors fans, like the actual fans, not the bandwagon fans. I feel really bad because a lot of people are talking crap about about you guys, even though you guys don't deserve it. So, I'm very sorry for you guys. So, but we will go to number 4. I haven't even talked about the signing yet, but about the DeMarcus Cousins signing yet. So that's my bad. But the DeMarcus Cousins signing is very good for the Warriors. This is a signing saying, hold on, we're still the top dogs in the NBA. Nobody can say anything about that. Because people were saying, oh, the Rockets, they're up and coming. Here come the Lakers, with JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, Rondo, Michael Beasley. Then they signed DeMarcus Cousins to shut everybody up. We're here to win another championship. Nobody's gonna stop us from doing that. I think that's what it is. DeMarcus Cousins, he takes a humongous pay cut. He's definitely going to want a max contract next season. That's what saying with the Warriors. I feel like Marcus Cousins, he wants to show out on the Warriors. He wants to be under the lights. He wants to win a title to improve his stock on getting a max contract. He couldn't get a max contract this year. That's why he went to the Warriors to prove everybody that he is the max player that he says that he is. So let's go to Paul George. Signs with the Thunder. This is a very, very good move by the Thunder. The Thunder, they thought, I don't know. Are we really going to re-sign Paul George? We're screwed if we're not. We're going to go back to being the sixth seed in the West with Westbrook carrying us 42 triple doubles again. I think it's very good for the Thunder retaining Paul George. They have officially, I wouldn't say that. They definitely haven't lost the trade, because if Paul George is gone, then they definitely would have lost the trade. They definitely would have lost the trade. If Paul George was gone. They didn't lose it. They didn't lose him. So so when you look back at this trade, it was a good trade, even though Victor Oladipo turned out to be very good. I mean, they basically would have traded Victor Oladipo, an elite level Victor Oladipo, away for nothing. So it's very good that the Thunder got him back. Number five, Chris Paul signs with the Rockets. This re-signs with the Rockets. This is a very, very good signing for the Rockets. They keep their core together because they also get Clint Capella, which was my number 6. They get Clint Capella and Chris Paul back. Very good. They are staying in contention for a title, and they're also going to add Carmelo Anthony on a mid-level exception. They're doing pretty good right now. I'd say that they need to add more defense on the wing. Otherwise, doing awesome.
You're still alive?
Yes.
Is anybody watching?
Yes. Go. Seriously. Come on now. 2. Go. So that's very good. The Rockets keep their group together. And finally, LeBron James signs with the Lakers. The Lakers, they get their leader. Not only they're getting their bona fide leader out of this signing, they finally get a leader. They get a nice floor general. This is a very good signing for Lonzo. Not just for the Lakers, for Lonzo. This Lonzo Ball will learn a lot from LeBron James. Very similar playing styles, playmaking wise. Very big guys that can pass the ball. So this is very good for not only the Lakers but Lonzo, as Lonzo grows as a player. Lonzo will definitely improve. You're going to put LeBron James with an improving, almost basically an improving Lakers squad. Lonzo's going to be improving. Kuzma's going to be improving. Josh Hart's going to be improving. Brandon Ingram's going to be improving. You got veterans like Michael Beasley, Rondo, Lance, JaVale McGee, all very good playmakers. So this Lakers squad is going to be very fun to watch. You're going to see Rondo to LeBron lobs, Rondo to JaVale McGee lobs, Michael Beasley hitting corner threes all game with LeBron passing him out, along with Kyle Kuzma even. Lonzo's going to be doing the same thing. Lonzo's going to be getting lobs from Rondo. So this is going to be a very fun team to watch. I mean, I don't think they're going to win the championship this year, but it's going to be a very fun team to watch. The Lakers are finally going to be a team to watch with this LeBron James signing, along with more signings along the way. Lance Stevenson, he's going to be very, very fun to watch. He's going to be teaching Brandon Ingram. They're very similar, so Brandon Ingram and Lance Stevenson, ball handling wise, they're going to be very good with each other. They're all going to be lots of personality. That's what the locker room needs. I think it's going to be fine. This locker room is going to be fine. People are saying that this locker room was going to be, it has too much personality. You have LeBron James in this locker room. You are okay with LeBron, with this Lakers team having too much personality in his locker room. As long as LeBron James is in it, he can control what this team's mood is. He can set the tone and the pace for anything, and what to dedicated to what this team does. So I'm very excited to see this Lakers team in this upcoming season. All right, that is it for me. I'm very tired. I think it's almost 10 o'clock. But I did like doing this live stream. I don't know if you guys want me to keep on doing this, but I did like talking about this whole off season. But I kind of skipped out on